What's up guys, I'm Dan from Black Rocket and you are watching the first episode of Indie Spotlight. In this series we're going to showcase a game similar to how we do it in Rocket Recommends, except these are aimed at indie games. Indie games are games made by independent developers, so they don't belong to a big company and can either be a small group of people or even a single person. But there are a lot of hidden gems out there when it comes to indie games. However, today we're going to look at one of the most popular ones, Shovel Knight. So without further ado, let's take a look at what this game is all about. So Shovel Knight is a 2D platformer, so it's pretty similar to a lot of old school iconic games like Mario, Mega Man, and Sonic. And while it may be similar, there's a lot of cool stuff that you can do with your shovel that will keep the game fresh. And while Shovel Knight is the title character of the game, there are also two other knights that you could play as, and another one coming out this winter. These knights are the Plague Knight, the Spectre Knight, and the King Knight. These knights were added as free expansion packs and actually come with their own story that you get to play through that is pretty much around the same length as the original Shovel Knight story. Now, 2D platformer games really aren't that story heavy, but they still have a story behind them that you are playing through. In the Shovel Knight story, you are collecting treasure and fighting against the Order of No Quarter, which are boss knights that you fight at the end of each level in order to find the missing Shield Knight. In the Plague Knight story, it actually runs parallel to the Shovel Knight story, where he is trying to steal the essence of the other knights in order to create the ultimate potion. The Spectre Knight story acts as a prequel to Shovel Knight, where we see how the Order of No Quarter was created, and the final story that has yet to be released features the King Knight, where he needs to defeat the other kings of the land to become the one true king. Now, while the story may not be very text heavy, there are still some twists and turns and really interesting parts, so I would definitely still pay attention to the game and just not fly through it. It can be tempting to fly through it, however, because the gameplay is so fun, smooth, and fluent that it's gonna make going through the levels the best part of the game. While playing as Shovel Knight, you can make use of his shovel to defeat enemies, and you can also use it to move around by bouncing off of enemies to get extra jumps. As Plague Knight, you can throw flasks that act like bombs, and you can also customize them to change how they are thrown, how long they take to explode, and what happens when they explode. As Spectre Knight, you can run up walls and also diagonally slash through opponents, which also gives you an enhanced movement option. Lastly, King Knight can use a bash attack and a spinning jump. Throughout your different journeys, you will also get different spells and relics that give you special moves. You can also play Shovel Knight with a friend using local co-op and fight through the dungeons together. On top of the main stories, there is also a new Super Smash Bros. Like mode called Shovel Knight Showdown that's getting released at the same time that King Knight expansion is getting released. This is also local multiplayer and sees you fight against up to 4 players across different levels, and whoever is able to collect the most gems wins. This is also going to be a free expansion, so you are really going to get a lot of value out of this game. Mega Man is probably the one I would compare to the most. The levels are similar, where you can travel up, down, left, and right instead of just moving from left to right, and there are also unique bosses at the end of each dungeon. I would also say that if you like any 2D platformer game like Mario or Sonic, then you should still give this a shot. This game doesn't really have any weak points when it comes to platformers, so if you are a fan of the genre, you will definitely like this game. Shovel Knight is rated E for everyone and is only rated for mild fantasy violence. Considering how the pixel-like world of Shovel Knight is beautiful and the gameplay is super smooth, it truly makes it a game for everyone. I would say that from an indie developer, Shovel Knight is a game that can compete with the big AAA studio titles. As far as platformer games go, I would say that Shovel Knight is definitely in the top tier. The quality of the gameplay is amazing, the 2D pixel world looks great, and you can't really complain about anything. And with 2 free expansion packs and another one on the way, there's truly nothing more you can ask for. Shovel Knight is available on all the main home consoles, PC, Mac, Linux, and even some mobile consoles. Just keep in mind that you can't play co-op or the future Shovel Knight Showdown mode on mobile consoles since it's local only on the same device. I hope you guys all enjoyed the review. If you did, please like and subscribe, and also comment your favorite indie game for a chance for it to be featured. As always, I hope to see you all again soon.